Hello, I'm Rose Kress, and I'm the owner and director of the LifeForce Yoga Healing Institute. And we're here today to practice some marma, mudra, hand gestures, mantra sound, and I'm going to weave in a little bit of marma work today. Marmas are energy points in the body. They're very similar to acupressure points. And a little bit of essential oil if you have any, if you want any. So we're starting off with Dvimukham mudra, or that's the mudra for the practice today. And it is a gesture of deep relaxation. So it helps to cultivate a deeper breath in the body, a longer, slower breath, as well as a nice long exhale. For those of you with very low blood pressure, be mindful of this practice as it may drop your blood pressure even lower, and you might not need that or want that. For those of us with high blood pressure, then of course this is going to be a great practice. Before we do that, I want to invite an essential oil opportunity for those of you that would like one. The oil that I'm going to use is Serenity from doTERRA. If you're interested in getting some, let me know. If you had lavender, you could use lavender. If you don't want any essential oils, then none are needed. You could use something nice and relaxing. So I'm getting this on my index finger and ring fingers of both hands, and we're going to start out with a gentle marma massage. Again, marmas are those energy points in the body's intersections of lines of energy in the body. And the marma that we're going to focus on is called Shankha marma. So it is halfway between the corner of the eye and the tragus. So right out here, not quite on the temple. And if you palpate a little bit, which means to touch with a little bit of pressure, you might find a tender spot. It's kind of along the hairline here. I'm just going to rub in a circular action. So you'll notice as I'm massaging, I'm not even deep enough to move the skin. I'm just lightly on top of the skin. When we affect this marma with this marma massage, which is circular and gentle, we're helping to soothe and calm an intense and racing mind. This is also good for the colon. So it brings about a sense of softness, a sense of cooling and calmness to the colon, not literal cooling, but that kind of energetic cooling. Find some deep and full breaths. It's called Shunka, which means shell, for the shape of the bone here. But that might take you to the image of shell even as you spiral the fingers on this point. Maybe even as though you're sitting beside the ocean. Let's take 3 more breaths here. When you finish your 3rd breath, release the hands. Rest them open in the lap. And sense into that area right near the temples. Notice if perhaps there's a softness, maybe a clarity, maybe an ease. Maybe a coolness. If you used an essential oil, maybe you're really feeling that aura that energy of the oil. So let's take our mudra. Dvimukham mudra. Dvi means to divide or to separate or two halves of something. Mukham is the face and mudra is a seal. So a way that we seal the energy. So take your pinky fingers and your ring fingers to touch. The rest of the hands rest open. And then allow the hands to sink down into the lap, which is just off camera for me. Let the eyes be soft. As Joseph and Lillian LePage teach, this Dvimukham is the two faces of our being. There is the face of what we put out into the world and the face of who we are when we are with ourselves. There's also the part of us that becomes absorbed in the material world, and the part of us that is constant and unchanging, that is eternal. And so Dvimukham is to bring these two halves together. As you're holding this mudra, notice how the breath is starting to change. You may feel it diving into the lower abdomen, the pelvis, the low back. As you're breathing, feeling expansive breaths through the abdomen. And as the exhale begins to lengthen, perhaps there is something you can shed, some stress or anxiety or worry that may be well-founded, but that you can also let go for right now. With each exhale, inviting more and more thoughts, concerns to melt away, and those that refuse to leave need to be present so you can honor those. You can invite those to become a participant in this practice with you, an observer. And now let's further engage that relaxation portion of the nervous system by using sounds. And here we'll use the sounds of oh, ooh, these long, soothing sounds, which are the releasing tones for the first and second chakra. Taking a deep breath in. Let's vibrate through the lower abdomen with those sounds of oh, ooh again. Inhaling. One more time. Big breath in. And even as we settle into silence, those reverberations, those vibrations of sound continue through the subtle body. You may find that those exhales move into such a deep extension that it seems as though the breath is pausing or even ceasing. And let's take 3 more breaths here. Resting into softness. And release the hands, allowing the palms to rest open. Noticing for yourself if that breath is softer, quieter, if you feel quieter, stiller. Maybe more serene or at ease. And let's seal our practice with our Anjali Mudra, but take the thumbs, this part of the thumbs, right up to the center of the breastbone. There is a point there that brings together the heart and the lungs. The lungs are the seat of grief and inspiration. And the heart is the organ of love and compassion. So bringing inspiration and your heart together, grief, inspiration, love, and compassion together. And you can take the thumbs, and there'll be a tender spot right there at the center of the breastbone. You can circle with the thumbs again. This is a marma, directing the energy in the body, freeing up the energy in the body. And let's use 3 ohms here. Taking a deep breath in. Again. One more time. And then release the hands. Allow the eyes to find the horizon. So this evening, before you go to sleep, you may wish to come back, revisit this practice, revisit this video to help kind of calm, soothe, focus that energy for sleep and for rest, for better sleep. Again, you can also use this marma here at the sides while you're resting in bed to invite softness, ease, rest, relaxation. Also want to say a big thank you to Elena Brower, who I did a practice with this morning. She was doing acupressure points, and I don't know acupressure points, but I know marmas. And it just inspired me to weave that into our practice. So I want to give her a thank you. Also, Joseph and Lillian LePage, their wonderful book. There'll be a link below, as well as Dr. Frawley for his wonderful book on moments. And I want to thank all of you for viewing. Make sure you subscribe so you get notifications. Head over to our website, yogafordepression.com, for lots more videos, lots more tools. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.